What if the very things you're most ashamed of, your struggles, your restlessness, your relentless questioning, aren't flaws at all? What if they're divine messages in disguise? Carl Jung, a revolutionary psychologist, uncovered something profound. Certain so-called vices aren't sins but signals. They were not punishments for weakness, but callings from a higher power, markers of those chosen for extraordinary missions here on Earth. Have you ever battled patterns you just couldn't break? Felt a weight on your shoulders that others don't seem to understand? Or sensed a constant gnawing hunger for something deeper, something more? That's no coincidence. Jung believed these are divine codes, imprinted in your soul long before you were born, designed to guide you to your highest purpose. Today, we're going on a journey to uncover the hidden meaning behind these signs. We'll explore why you feel the way you do, and how to start interpreting your own struggles as preparation for something truly magnificent. Stick with me, because what you've always seen as your greatest weakness might just be your greatest strength. Let's start with a feeling many of you know all too well: the divine restlessness. No matter what you achieve, what you buy, or what new city you visit, do you feel an emptiness inside that just won't go away? This isn't greed or ungratefulness. It's the signature of a spiritual calling. Souls chosen for a greater purpose carry a divine restlessness that earthly pleasures simply cannot satisfy. You might jump from one experience to another, always seeking that next thing, yet still feel like something is missing. Others might misunderstand this, labeling you as dissatisfied, unstable, or flighty. But the truth is, your soul knows it belongs to a higher realm. This infinite thirst is your greatest ally. It prevents you from settling for a mediocre life and keeps you pushing forward, toward growth, transformation, and purpose. It's not a curse. It's your internal compass, always pointing you toward your true north. This leads us to a more sensitive topic: addiction as a spiritual signal. Many chosen souls find themselves wrestling with addictive behaviors, not because they are inherently weak, but because their spirits are desperately searching for fulfillment beyond the material world. Whether it's substances, toxic relationships, or endless digital distractions, these things promise to fill the void, but always leave you feeling emptier than before. This isn't a story of failure. It's a story of your soul rejecting anything that isn't aligned with its divine purpose. Jung observed that this intense longing, this cycle of seeking and finding disappointment, actually strengthens you. It sharpens your spiritual radar, making you incredibly sensitive to what is true and what is false. Your spirit is learning to say no to illusions so it can say yes to its real calling. Now let's talk about the sacred power of solitude. Do you find yourself craving time alone more than most people? This isn't you being antisocial, and it's not necessarily a sign of depression. It's a hallmark of a chosen soul. Those selected for important missions need extended periods of isolation to receive guidance and process their spiritual assignments. It's in the silence that your mind finally clears, your intuition sharpens, and you can begin to hear the quiet, steady voice of the divine, messages that are completely drowned out by the noise of daily life. Society might label your need for solitude as unhealthy or strange, but in truth, it's your sacred classroom. It's a cosmic university where you are being prepared for your mission. During these times, your consciousness expands, and your spiritual gifts begin to activate. Solitude is also your shield, protecting you from energies and distractions that could derail you from your path. Next, do you feel an overwhelming urge to fix everything? Do you find yourself trying to manage outcomes, solve everyone else's problems, or bring order to every chaotic situation you encounter? This isn't a character flaw or a savior complex. It's your soul's unconscious awareness of its deep responsibility for the greater good. This tendency might exhaust you and even cause friction in your relationships. But on a deeper level, it's a training ground. You're developing leadership, reliability, and immense spiritual strength. Most importantly, you're learning the difficult but crucial lessons of surrender, divine timing, and the delicate balance between human effort and divine will. What feels like a need to control everything now will later transform into powerful, compassionate leadership guided by wisdom and grace. Of course, we can't talk about this journey without talking about pain. While others seem to glide through life with ease, have you faced one hardship after another? This is not a punishment. It is preparation. Jung noted that those destined for extraordinary missions must be forged in the fire of intense suffering. Every heartbreak, every loss, and every trial you've endured has served a purpose. It was refining your spirit, developing essential qualities like compassion, discernment, and unbreakable resilience. Your pain isn't random. It's a highly specialized training program designed specifically for your soul's work. This is why your wisdom will run deeper and your empathy will be so authentic. You cannot guide others out of a darkness you have not walked through yourself. At the very heart of your struggles lies what Jung called the sacred wound. This is a specific, core pain that often defines your life experience. It's more than just trauma. It's the key that unlocks your purpose. Your sacred wound usually develops early in life and seems to follow you, showing up in your relationships, your career, and your deepest fears. But here's the secret. This wound is what creates your profound empathy, your intuitive sensitivity, and your powerful connection to the collective human experience. The very thing you believe is your greatest weakness is, in fact, your greatest source of power. The wound you carry is destined to become the medicine you will one day offer the world. This brings us back to that restlessness, the feeling that won't let you settle. Perhaps you've changed jobs, cities, or relationships more often than your peers. Perhaps you've never truly felt at home anywhere. This isn't irresponsibility, it's that divine restlessness keeping you available for your real work. Friends and family may criticize you for never putting down roots, but your soul knows that these places and people are just stepping stones on a much longer journey. This constant agitation develops your adaptability and resilience. It ensures you don't get trapped in a life that's too small for your spirit, and keeps your vision expansive enough to receive your true mission when it arrives. And what about that mind of yours that questions everything? You don't just accept things at face value. You question religious teachings, political narratives, social norms, everything. This isn't negativity, it's one of your most potent spiritual gifts. Chosen souls are here to see through illusions and uncover hidden truths. This relentless questioning hones your discernment, your independence, and your investigative abilities. It's a spiritual firewall that protects you from deception as you rise in awareness and influence. Even your constant self-questioning, examining your own motives and challenging your own beliefs, is a sacred practice. It develops the humility and self-awareness necessary to keep your mission pure and protected from ego. Finally, do you ever feel a heavy weight of cosmic responsibility? A sense of being personally responsible for suffering you didn't cause, for events that happened long before you were born or for the future of humanity? This isn't a psychological problem. It's your soul operating from a timeless, expanded perspective where all of humanity's joy and pain are interconnected. This burden is actually developing your capacity for unconditional love. It's teaching you about interconnectedness and training you to hold space for collective trauma. In essence, you're being trained to be a guardian of consciousness, a spiritual shock absorber for humanity. All of these patterns, the restlessness, the solitude, the questioning, the pain, the sacred wound, are not flaws. They are the rigorous and beautiful stages of your preparation. They are the hallmarks of a chosen soul. Your pain, your hunger, your sensitivity. These are all divine signals pointing you toward your destiny. As you begin to move through acceptance and into transformation, your greatest suffering becomes your greatest source of wisdom. When you learn to work with your wound consciously, using it to guide and support others, you complete a crucial phase of your spiritual development. And that is when your true mission finally begins to reveal itself. So if you have ever felt different, burdened, restless, or broken, I want you to hear this loud and clear. You are not failing. You are awakening. These signs are proof that you are being prepared for something far greater than you can currently imagine. The very qualities you once thought disqualified you are, in fact, the credentials that will empower you to heal, to teach, and to guide. Your struggles are not punishments. They are divine messages, and they are leading you home. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive today. If this resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that helps you understand your unique spiritual journey. I'd love to hear in the comments which one of these signs you connect with the most. Until next time, trust your path.